Niko na miaka 17.
Niko na mtoto.
Na niko form 2. Tunapata chakula, tunapata mahali pa kulala.
We make sure they get education within the premises. I was a teenage mother. I had a baby immediately after form 4. I was about 18. But I also want to teach these girls that not all men are evil. When a woman is dedicated to doing something, she does it with all her heart. My name is Elizabeth Muriuki. I am 32 years old. I was a teenage mother. I had a baby immediately after form 4. I was about 18. And it was difficult for me being young and a mother, because you know, when my peers are going out to do things, I could not do the things they were doing. And I had the support of my family. Like me, I was really supported. My mother, my grandparents, my uncles and aunties, everybody was all over me, you know, checking on this baby who had a baby. Because when you are 18, you are still young. You are being brought up. And I remember when I had my child, like other 2 girls in my village also had children. And for those girls, they were not as lucky as I was. They think they didn't get the support they needed. So later when I was able to move on and go to university, because you see I had somebody who is babysitting. And by the time I was in second year of university, they were already married and had like 2 other children, 1 more child. And with the time I realized their lives are not going very well. So in my mind, I kept telling myself that could have been me, hadn't I gotten the support. So I used to tell myself, when I grow older, I will do something for a girl, that she doesn't have to go through this rejection and stigma and all that. But it was an idea I used to say I will implement when I'm 40 or 50, or, you know, like a retirement plan. But here we are. And I'm the founding director of this organization. This organization is called Serene Haven. It's a rescue center for teenage mothers. So what we do here is that we give girls who are pregnant below the age of 18 years a safe space to have their babies. We give them shelter, we give them general social protection, and we have also now introduced the aspect of education. Other than just them coming and staying and just bringing up the babies, we make sure they get education within the premises, such that they don't have to leave the babies during the day and go to a different place to study. Right now we have girls from all over the country, because we have girls as far as from Busia, we have some from Machakos, we have girls from Nairobi, Kajiado, we have different girls from different counties. Originally, when we started, we'd registered a community-based organization, but when we started receiving girls from different counties, we realized that the CBO its operations can only go within the county level. So recently we got a certification of a foundation. So we upgraded our organization into a foundation. I went through a lawyer, he advised me, and he showed me how to register. So we registered a company limited by guarantee, but it is that's a non-profit making company. So we started this organization in 2020. That's when we started receiving girls. And as March came and COVID came, that's when there was an uproar and an outcry of the teenage mothers. Since January, when we opened the doors now for the education program, right now we have 33 girls in the organization, but we've had more than that. We could say we have received a total of maybe 50-something girls. So part of what we do is reconciliation, that if a girl comes here and she's really fallen out with her relatives or her parents, we try to really reconcile them. The only girls we want to retain here are the girls who are really in need of care and protection, that's such that they have nowhere else to go. Out of our population of babies, right now we have 29 babies. Most of them are below 1 year. And like half of those are below 6 months. So it means that when these girls and boys were at home, that's when these things happened. And also, there are the cases of defilement that also most of them happened during COVID, when people were at home. I would say with the girls that we have here, around 30% of them are incests. The girls who had boyfriends, you know, their age mates, could be about 20%. The rest are defilement cases, 30% by people known to them, the rest by people they don't know. Normally, as we have as we have a very different approach, we have put word out there that this is what we are doing. So we receive calls. We have about 3 or 4 categories of girls here. There are girls who have been brought directly by the children's department from different counties. There are the girls who have been referred to us by other organizations. And there are the girls who've been brought here by their own parents and guardians. So if a girl is to be brought in by a children's officer, the children's officer will call and ask if we have space, because it's a matter of whether we have space. Then if we have space, I will tell them we do. He will send me like a short story of the girl. Why does she need rescuing? If she fits in the criteria, she has to be below 17 years and be in need of care and protection. If it's a rape victim, one of the things that we demand is that the perpetrator has to be arrested first. Then when the defiler has been arrested, they'll bring the girl and they have to have a court committal. They have to come with a letter from a government office, either the chief, but mostly I want children's department letters, because the children's officer is able to really ascertain where this girl needs care and protection. There is no an elaborate system of water in this area, and these girls are using a lot of water. So per week we buy water worth 6,000 shillings. Also, they're just the normal challenges of dealing with your everyday teenager. So your everyday teenager is problematic. So now add this one has been maybe defiled. There is the hormone imbalance because she's pregnant. Some do not want. Some deliver the babies and they don't want the babies very much. So you have to take them through the process of counseling, make them understand that this child is innocent, it's not their fault, and also it's not your fault. You are both victims. Then we have come to common ground, that, this baby is your responsibility at the end of the day. And again, we talk to them about adoption, but they still don't want to give up their babies for adoption. She wants to remain with the baby, but you also have to give her a chance to grow up, to be a child. Because if you don't, I believe in future she might be dysfunctional. Counselors are very, very expensive. We get some who volunteer, but you see now they might not be consistent. Yeah, so we really try to work with counselors who will come and volunteer, talk to the girls. But it has been a challenge. A major challenge, I would say, is finances. So keeping the girls here is very, very expensive. Per term, we charge 25,000, whether you are sponsoring a girl, whether it's your daughter, whether it's an organization, and most of the people are not able to raise that money. So most of the times we're operating in debt because we have to pay rent, we have to buy water, we have to pay electricity and all those things, and also the teachers and the members of staff. We have a few sponsors who are sponsoring, maybe about 10 girls are in sponsorship, but the rest, it's a struggle.
You place your decimal on the left, it's a negative, and then on the right is positive. We
have now the education program. There we have teachers. Now we have the program part. That's where we have a social worker. I am also a social worker. So most of the social work business that needs to be done here, I do it myself. If there are home visits that need to be done, I do it. I also most of the times I always have a volunteer social worker. But you see, maybe the volunteer 2-3 months, she gets a job and leaves. And also now we have the kitchen department. We have a lady who helps us cook. We also have a matron who lives within. And I have 2 teachers who live also within the school, so that at least I know the girls are not alone at night. Okay. Yeah.
I'm 18 years old. Niko na mtoto. Ako 1 and 3 months. Hapa nimesaidika sana cause nasoma. Naangaliliwa mtoto. Chakula napata, mavazi, kila kitu. Kama singekuwa hapa, ningekuwa nyumbani na singekuwa nasoma juu sina mtu wa kuniangalilia mtoto.
Niko na miaka 17. Naelekea mwaka. Nilikuja huku last year mwezi wa 10, mtoto wangu akiwa 1 week. Na niko form 2. Tunapata chakula, tunapata mahali pa kulala, unalea mtoto wako, uko na karibu mtoto wako na pia unasoma. Tunamwachanga huku ndani na matron wa watoto anatuangalilia. Ukitoka break ama lunch unanyonyesha mtoto wako, ama unampatia chakula na unarudi class bado.
The society needs to be taught that a 17-year-old, even if she is tall and she is big, she's still a child. And also I think we should teach our boys that in as much as it's the girl who will suffer, you will also have left your child behind, because at the end of the day it's still your child. So I wish the government would come up with more structures, more programs to empower teenage mothers, and even schools. I have girls here who are unable to stay in their former schools because they were ridiculed by teachers. I still think it's unfair to ridicule her in front of her peers. She has learned her lesson. Most of them learned their lesson. I also want to teach these girls that not all men are evil, because men are good. These are just the few rotten part of the society. When we started, there was that thing that the girls, I would see, even when a man comes to visit, they are like, he's repulsive. But now we are at a point where I have taught them not all men are bad. And we have seen classical examples. They have their teachers here who are men. They take care of them. It needs to start from home. That girl who is young, she needs to be told she can. She needs to be empowered. She needs to be given equal opportunities. Right from the kitchen, she is told, let your brothers go and do this while you go and wash utensils. And washing utensils is not bad, but it's not supposed to be that is her job description. Let her be given equal opportunities with her siblings. Let her be competitive enough, and let her not be handed things. That because huyu ndiye msichana wetu, wacha tumpe. You understand? Let her compete for it right from a tender age, so that she grows up having the competition in her. Then she knows she has to compete for these opportunities. Then that way, when we bring her, she will be strong enough that even when she goes out there in a male-dominated world, she has already learned how to do it from home. There is a lot that women can do in leadership, because I want to believe and I want to think that when a woman is dedicated to doing something, she does it with all her heart. If only women would put their ideas out there and not be scared and just walk in and, dive in and do what you think you want to do for yourself, for the community, for the corporate world, that we would really make a change and we would make a difference. Even when you are told you cannot, and you have that conviction in your heart and you know that you can, they would just go for those opportunities and take them up, even leadership, even political positions.